Oxygen levels.
Oxygen levels are recharged at 100%.
Set a course to Dark Waters 9.
These are scenes from a much different Egypt than we have been shown in our history books, showing a very buried city under the sand, pyramids built right on top of ancient tree stumps, and a sphinx that looks much different than the face we see today. And when I say built on top of ancient tree stumps, just look at this map from Cairo. Let's take a little closer look onto the top right of it. All those pyramids right on top of flat top mountains, or as we know them here, ancient trees. Everything has been reshaped in this world we know, mostly in part to hide our true past, our true origins, the true purpose of these structures like the pyramids. I think they were once part of an advanced civilization's free energy network, and they definitely go a lot deeper than we see. We have just started unburying from the last reset. What do you think the true purpose of the pyramids were? Let me know in the comments. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
I'm not gonna lie, these are some interesting Sphinx. You know, they're kind of giving me the vibe of those scorpion-like beasts with long hair and sharp teeth that were going to be released in Revelation. Because, you know, it says that they have long hair, you know, and a tail like a scorpion. These could be different, but it's kind of giving me different vibes. Because, you know, what if this beast smiled and they had sharp teeth under there? You know, it would line up. But these are definitely different than the Sphinx we see today. And when he mentioned unburying the last reset, you can't explain that any better, because look at it. They're just digging up the last reset, and who knows how many resets this Sphinx been sitting there. This could be 3 resets ago, like I've talked about in my last videos. Like, this was originally a lion, and they just carved it up a little bit to make it look like an Egyptian Sphinx, is my theory. And he also asked, what was the function of these pyramids? What do you think these functions of the pyramids were? There's stories that we were reading a while back that said that these actual pyramids were reset generators. Believe it or not, it was like a trophy of power. Like, whoever was in charge back in the day that made these pyramids, it was almost like a warning to show people, like, hey, we have the technology to pop off a reset. So they were like reset trophies, is basically how they were describing it. We will have to go in more detail in the future about that, but that was one of the most outlandish, crazy theories I've heard of why the actual pyramids were there, rather than just old technology. It was old technology that could do some damage. I don't know if they all lined up and shot out in the ionosphere, created something, I don't know. But that's the story. Just like the pyramids that are found all over the world, they also have Sphinx all across the world. Check this out.
Much like the pyramids that are found worldwide, it is not just the Great Sphinx in Egypt. There are also sphinxes reported all over this world. Many of them, the mainstream tries to dismiss as nothing more than natural formations.
Yeah, Oshawa Amaru. That's an interesting name. How did they get that? Where did that information come from?
That is what they do to dismiss anything that goes against their paper history. Their history that is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. But look for yourself here. Are these just natural formations found worldwide that all just so happen to look like the Sphinx? Or have we been lied to about so much in our history? I believe most of what the mainstream dismisses as natural formations Hillsides, mountains, hide a lot more buried right beneath the surface. Question everything, friends. Until next time. Much like,
you know how people take trips to the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone? You know, I'm starting to think I need to do like a rotation around America that look at Devil's Tower, the alleged pyramids. You know, I think that would be an awesome family vacation or trip to do. And just wonder at the mysteries. Would that be something you would like to do? Shout out to my boy Dice God. I see you. The Eiffel Tower is a lot older than we were told. Is there more evidence of the mud flood? What do you think? You know, we already know, if you haven't heard, that the Eiffel Tower may have been a giant antenna. And what is under the Eiffel Tower is what you want to ask yourself. If it's a giant antenna or a giant mooring station, what's underground? And better yet, who are they trying to communicate with if it is a giant antenna? If you ask me, something that big, that can communicate over the ice wall. They could communicate so much further. When you see giant satellites aimed at a certain direction, who are they really talking to is the question. Take a look at this satellite in Russia. Look at how massive this thing is. That looks like the one on X-Men that Magneto had to use his power to try to turn. Look how massive this thing is. You gotta ask yourself, if they're not projecting this out into Sector 9, Milky Way 7, you know what I'm saying? Who are they really trying to contact? Who are they talking to with this device? Who created it? How long was it there? And what were they doing with it?
The gateway process. A term that might sound straight out of a science fiction novel or a conspiracy theory form. But it's far more real and intriguing than one might imagine. Imagine a world where you could transcend the confines of reality. Travel through space and time with just the power of your consciousness. In 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonald submitted a groundbreaking report titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process to U.S. Army Intelligence. This report was no ordinary military briefing. It detailed a revolutionary method for achieving out-of-body experiences, all in the pursuit of intelligence gathering. The gateway process.
You know, I don't try to have an out-of-body experience intentionally, but I do remember one time I had a dream and it was extremely vivid. Like I can control everything I was doing. I told this story a while back where I drew with my hand basically like 3 white boxes and I just was on top of the earth. They were like bright white boxes, like I can go through them. You know, again, I don't try to have out of body experience. This was just a dream, but the dream felt so real and I was able to control it. It just was like, damn, you know, if people could do this intentionally or at will, I wonder, you know, why and what exactly do they have going on? What type of information? How could that help somebody, basically? Or are they more just signs trying to show you something? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smart city surveillance and tracking citizens.
Power crews have been working to repair and replace streetlights in and around Metro Atlanta.
The sensors can record outdoor temperature, capture pedestrian and vehicle movement, and record audio and video.
Drone 2 flew over the Thomasville Heights neighborhood.
So the device attaches very nicely to the light, and it's blends in quite nicely. And it's got two cameras, 2 audio sensors, edge processing capabilities, which is really great and allows you to do a lot.
And every 5 minutes, it drops smart dust into the... No, I'm just kidding. Or am I?
More than just kind of sending full video files back, and supports multiple connectivity options, like cellular is what we're leveraging today, but it can also support fiber and Bluetooth as well.
Officials held a news conference Wednesday night to discuss the progress they've made with the Light Up the Night program and where they plan to go next. 2024 marks year 3 of the ongoing initiative and the latest efforts in the old Adamsville neighborhood.
In the next year, we're going to increase that by 20,000 more lights, lighting up the night.
Is that the people monitoring the cameras have the ability to move those cameras 360 degrees. They can zoom in and out on whatever's happening in the area of the camera.
Didn't Batman get in trouble for this on the Dark Knight with the Joker? It was too powerful. He said, what did Morgan Freeman say? He said, after this, you're getting my resignation because this is too much power for one man. They're literally trying to recreate this.
We have highly trained civilian personnel. Not only are they monitoring radio traffic, they have the ability to communicate directly with the officers on the street, and they're also proactively monitoring, looking for criminal activity. For example, there was a monitor that observed animal abuse, and they were able to call that out, and the suspect was apprehended at a short distance from where the observation was made.
We also have camera programs that allow that where we own and operate cameras.
Power crews have been working.
And then those cameras are going to be integrated with AI. It's going to have facial recognition. It's going to scan your face and be like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. He's over here. So it's getting scary with this technology, y'all. In the new Disclosure Day teaser, Emily Blunt's character starts making these eerie, wet popping sounds. Yeah, we heard it. What does it mean? Her eyes glaze over, her breathing changes like something just hijacked her body. Now the internet is going wild because those exact sounds in trance and face are identical to how Daryl acts when he channels the alleged hybrid entity Basharhar. Oh no. Same rapid pop, same head snap, same blank stare takeover. This is full demonic possession. So you got an alien 500 light years away channeling through you. Oh my goodness.
Your environment isn't just containing stories, it's actively telling them, whether you're conscious of it or not. Do you know that ancient architects discovered something mind-bending about human memory? Spaces can be designed to imprint stories directly into human consciousness. Modern science is proving this is actually what's happening. Research shows that your brain creates deeper memory pathways when information is tied to a physical space. How cool is that? From ancient Greek temples to modern narrative environments, designers have always used space itself as a storytelling medium, myself included. Here is what's fascinating. Specific architectural elements like height, depth, progression, all literally program your memory foundation. Whether it's a sacred site or an immersive experience, these principles tap into how your brain naturally stores and processes information. Once again, this is not just about creating beautiful spaces. We are past simply aesthetics, about understanding that environments can become living stories, ranging from every threshold, every vista, every transition is an opportunity to write directly into human memory. Take a look around you. Your environment isn't just containing stories, it's actively telling them, whether you're conscious of it or not. Are you listening? Your environment isn't just containing stories.
I wonder what type of story I would feel when I visit an actual old world cathedral. You know, like, yeah, they have all the different sculptures on the side of the and on the ceiling, like basically all over. It's literally telling you a story, but like using what she said, like the height, the vibrations of the building, if you will. Like, what type of story is it actually telling you about the old architects of these structures? If you thought I wasn't going to give you another excellent specimen of the day again, think again. All right, guys, we have another fascinating one. You know, the earth just has so many gems that, you know, we will never be able to cover them all. Like, they're finding thousands of new minerals every single day, you know, but this one is intriguing. Kind of looks like a peach seed. Like, the crystals form like a peach seed. If you look at the purple, very interesting. Drop your names below. What would you name this? If I had to name this specimen, I would call it the Forbidden Banana Split. What would you call it? Reptilian alien spotted in Mexico. Uh-oh.
Míralo, en el techo. Parece una rana gigante. Muévete, muévete. No, no se acerquen, se está mirando. Bájate de ahí. Eso no es persona, güey. Ay, Dios mío.
A hunched humanoid figure perched on the edge of a terracotta rooftop. Its skin glistens under the streetlights, scaly and taut like a frog's, but its limbs are too long. It turns its head, just for a second, and the eyes flash, reflective like an animal's. Look at the way it moves. Not like a person, not like any animal we know. People in the comments are calling it a reptilian. Others say it's some kind of hybrid. But here's the real question. What is it doing there? Parecía una rana, pero con cara de hombre. It looked like a frog, with a man's face. It wasn't human. It watched us. Now, some say this is CGI. Others swear it's proof that aliens are already here, hidden in plain sight. And if this is real, how many more are out there?
En el techo. ¿Qué es eso, hermano? Parece una rana gigante. Muévete, muévete. No, no se acerquen, se está mirando. Bájate de ahí. Eso no es persona, güey. Ay, Dios mío. Míralo, en el techo.
The next question you gotta ask yourself, if this thing is real, what is it eating? Because if it's like a tree frog, you know their tongues can get flies like so many feet away. This dude probably catching bats and birds with his tongue. Ugh.
The 9 rarest alien races ever recorded. Number 6, the pale ones. They are found where the world feels tired. Abandoned factories, frozen valleys, places where even sound seems reluctant. Witnesses describe the pale ones as fragile, sagging beings with translucent skin and long white hair clinging to their faces like wet frost.
Sounds like a Palladian.
Their large, watery eyes don't shine. They absorb the room, studying people with the sadness of something that has watched too many endings. They move slowly, dragging thick, wrinkled limbs as if gravity treats them differently.
I see it. What is this abomination?
Some claim the pale ones appear near tragedies, observing quietly, neither helping nor harming, just learning. Others say they try to communicate through subtle gestures, reaching out like someone remembering touch. What do you think? Comment pale ones if you believe they exist.
I think this exists in a video game like Resident Evil or something.
Europe is not a continent. It's a small part of Eurasia. And yet, for the longest time, and probably up until today, you believed it. And if you talk with people outside of this gathering, and you ask them, so how many continents are there? They'll say 7, and they'll rattle it off. And then you'll say, no, Europe isn't a continent. Oh, yes, it is. Because they learned it in the 5th grade. And they learned it well, but they learned it incorrectly. There are 6 huge bodies of land. And you probably thought, North America, South America, and then you get to Europe and Asia. And Europe and Asia is one landmass. Continent, I used to teach geography. A continent is a huge body of land separated from others, or almost separated. Europe is not separated. But probably in school you learned that Europe and Asia are separated by the Ural Mountains. Check out Mr. Webster. He says nothing about a mountain separating continents. But we have come to believe that Europe is a continent because Europeans told us it was a continent. That in itself is part of the concept of whiteness. Europe is not a continent. Europe is not a continent.
Well, if you think like that, then wouldn't North America and South America be technically connected? Let's look at the map. Wasn't everything connected at once? And that's what they told us, right? Pangea. World map. All right, let's pull up a world map. All right. Because if that was the case, I feel like Alaska, Canada, United States, Mexico, all that would be one if that was the case. Like, all of this is connected. If you can walk from one piece of land to the other piece of land, it's connected. If we're going to do that, you know, I'm not against, you know, having different continents. It just is, if we're going to think like that, then I feel like a lot of these are all connected. And we don't even know if this is the correct map. I've heard some outlandish stuff. I've heard we can get to China through the Grand Canyon or India through the Grand Canyon. How crazy is that? You know, I don't know if it's an underground system or what, but multiple people are saying it. But if you look at Russia and China and India, like, shouldn't all that be connected if that's gonna, you know, if that's how we're looking at things? And I wonder, how does he feel about the continents on the outer wall? You know, I wonder his reactions when we start talking about those continents.
Across the world, from ancient Egypt to the Maya to the Vikings, one symbol appears again and again: a great tree of life. Different cultures separated by oceans, different languages, different gods, yet they all drew the same cosmic tree. Was it a shared memory from a forgotten age? A message passed down from an older civilization? Or did ancient people simply know something we have forgotten today? Follow for daily Why Mysteries. Across the world.
What if this tree was at the North Pole, Black Rock? You know, that's what I'm thinking. And it just got chopped down. Who did it or when, I'm not sure. But what if at the North Pole it was a giant tree at one time? That would explain why everybody's talking about this giant cosmic tree. Because if you remember a couple videos ago, it was like the entire Earth's atmosphere was being sucked down into this vortex. And what if a tree was protruding out of it? You know, it makes you think. That's all we have for today's video. If you made it this far, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it. You want to come out and hang out with us some more if you're new around here. We try to do these videos every single day, if not at least every other. The code word for today is Sunday Banger. Go ahead and drop Sunday Banger in the comments below. When you do that, that lets me know you're a real one. You watch my videos all the way to the end, and I just want to say thank you. Don't be afraid to participate. If you see something interesting, if you're watching on your TV, whip out your phone, find a video and jump in the comments. You know, I know it's hard to comment when you're watching on your TV, and I know most people do, but you know, it's also fun to participate, you know, learn a couple things. I've learned so much from you guys, and I just want to say thank you. You know, I look forward to doing these, and until next time, I may be going live soon over on Jet Ski Chuck. So don't miss out on any of that action. Make sure you're subscribed and the bell notifications are set to all so you don't miss out on any of the action. This was the most mysterious TikToks on the internet today. See you next time.